o kalibang nga kasibya nga padayon nagtan-aw ug naminaw sa atong tulumanon nga motabang sa pagpalambo sa atong negosyo. Kini ang tulumanon Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai dinhi sa Sibya TV, kauban ang Department of Labor and Employment dinhi sa Central Visayas, ang Department of Science and Technology, lakip na usab ang USC KNN ug kami dinhi sa Sibya TV. Matag semana, lain-lain nga mga hilisgutanan ug mga leksyon kalabot ni sa pagnegosyo ang atong sawan dinhi sa atong tulumanon. Mauna sad niyang pagsugod sa lain na sa buwan mga kasibya. Welcome sa pag-start sa month of October and hopefully sa nakalabay nga buwan ilabi na as we celebrate the first anniversary sa panag-uban na sa Sibya TV ug sa Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai kanang nakatunan for the past month. Last week nagisgota kalabot to sa mga proseso ilabi na sa pagparehistro sa BIR. This time mo hisgot na sadta sa lain nga aspeto kalabot ni sa pagnegosyo. So hopefully nag-andam na mo sa inyong mga ballpen diha ug mga notebook, lakip na usab sa inyong mga cellphones o inyong mga laptop kun buotin niyo nga mo screenshot sa ato ni nga mga hisgutanan karong buntaga mga kasibya. So sa way paglangay-langay ato asang unahon ang pagpaila-ila sa itong mga kaubanan dinhi sa USC KNN, lakip na usab sa itong mga winners. Atong unahon si Sir Devin Go. Sir Devin, maayong buntag.
Mayang Otto, Angie, mayang Otto mga kasibya. Welcome to Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai. So once again, invite ko na to mga tao nga appeal sa KNN Season 16. Pwede lang isla mo text sa 0917-322-0868 or pwede sila mo chat sa akong messenger Devin Go. Nagsige tag dawat og applicants karon no, nag-ongoing kita og mga different sessions para sa nagsige man dahil og panghatag gid og puhunan no for season 16. Nia Angie karon it's now October no. So we have 84 days to Christmas. So I think ang atong topic karon is very important no, ang digital marketing. Mao gining kailangan di ba kay October na biya magsugod na kita og market para sa Pasko. In fact, daghan na nagsugod, no? Makita natin sa mga social media nga daghan na mga promo, no, for Christmas gifts, no? So this is a perfect time yun. Nindot kay nib so paminaw mo niya sa ato ang discussion, no, sa digital marketing.
Yes, and excited po ko Sir Devin kay dili ni makatabang sa atong mga winners but kita sa grupo no sa USC KNN ilabi na sa co-op kay magbaligya ta online na baya karon nga padong na gid ang Christmas season.
Competitive kay karon no, especially during the pandemic. Grabe gid ang digital marketing, no? Ang presence sa digital marketing importante gid kayo karon. So maminaw ta tanan sa ato ang discussion kada adlaw.
Muna ito makatunan dinhi karon mga kasibya, abat si Ma'am Carmen Pyramide, amo nang panikabutan makabot ba to siya o kundi man by next week ato siyang makauban sab dinhi sa atong tulumanon. But si Ma'am Carmen usag gyud ni sa nangandam alang sa atong session about digital marketing karong adlaw mga kasibya. Of course, ato ipaila-ilang ato asang mga winners gikan ni sa lain-lain season sa USC KNN. Atong unahon usual jud din nato nga kauban every once in a month din nato makauban si Ma'am Gigi Pitugo. Ma'am, maayong udto.
Maayong udto, Miss Angie, Sir Devin, ug sa tanan nga mga kauban namo karon sa Sibya TV, sa ilang mga tagsa-tagsa kapanimalay nga nagtan-aw karon, giawhaw ko kamo sa pagpaminaw or pag-take note sa mga i-discuss karon sa speaker kay ang digital online is trend na karong panahon na or dili lang gid karong panahon na sa umaabot nga panahon mao na gid ni siya ang atong new normal gyud. Salamat.
Thank you kaayo Ma'am Gigi, and later maybe ma-share pa di Ma'am Gigi yang mga pamaagin no sa pag-market sa iyang mga products kay usani sa very visible po si Ma'am Gigi sa iyahang pagpamaligya online mga kasibya. Of course, anita sa lain nato nga mga winners. Sunod natong ipaila-ila sad si Sir Inoshan Emer. Sir Inoshan, maayong udto. Kumusta na ka, sir?
May udto sa tanan. Karon ko naka-apilan niya first time na ako na-apilan niya ng assessment.
Yes. Sir Inoshan, refresher lang sa mga nagtanaw nato ron sa Sibya TV unsa gay mong business, sir, and kumusta pod karon nga pandemic paghihapon?
Karon kay ang akong business kay nagkuhan kong sari-sari store niya ang kuan nagkuhan kong mga itlog na niya karon nakapuno na ko ka ng nagkuhan ko ka ng digital printing daw ana ko mga prints mga xerox sinana.
So hinahinay na balik sir. Naaray mga magpa-printa gihapon.
Naaman gihapon kay naamay mga module. Sa so naaray kay mga gamay.
So marag diha din makabawi si Sir Enossian. Speaking, mag-isgot magutag digital marketing karon sir. Napod ba yung mga magpa-edit ninyo sir, magpa-layout?
Mga tarpaulin na-edit ko mga pictures na IDs na.
So maybe diha nga aspeto Sir Enossian natabangan taron sa atong bisita alang sa topic niya. Salamat kay Sir Enossian. Welcome dinhi sa atong tulumanon sa Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai. Lain na to ikauban mga kasibya, usapod nato ka KNN winner kani very active sad kaayo sa social media no. Si Sir John Michael sa Bampay. Sir John, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Angie. Kamusta?
Maayo gid kay sir.
Hello.
And kamo, I think you're doing great pod sa inyong business. Gamay lang update alang sa mga tigpaminawa nato sa CBN TV.
Yes, first of all, I would like to say hi to Sir Devin and Ma'am
Hello.
Carmen. Thank you, and also to my fellow alumni. I hope everyone is doing well. Kung sa ganito, Sanji.
Imong update ron sir sa imong business kay mga
Yes,
Bampays, daghan kay kang post makita ninyo.
Yes. Well, our business is Bampay Cebu. Karon, by the grace of God, we're thriving. And since our topic is all about digital marketing, kanang grabe jud ang tabang sa digital marketing, especially social media. So it's really nice to leverage on those kinds of platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and ang trending karon kay TikTok man. So dako kay siyang help kay maka-capture jud siya og kanang market and maka-capture jud siya og kanang mga bag-o na customers. So naka-help jud siya. Medyo ni better jud actually ang among business maski narami sa balay. So advantage jud siya kaayo, especially now that we're working from home. Everyone is like online, they're like browsing, so makita ra nila nga na aning food. So especially to kanina mga startups, it's really nice to leverage in this kind of platforms.
So maybe kana inyong updates more about that sir John atong isaw-an later with our our speaker. Kaya nakita na ko maragdagan na kag mga endorsement ug mga stories diya sa Instagram no. Maybe you can share that later pod sa ato ang speaker. Thank you kay Sir John. Balikan ka na mo taon. And to complete the set of winners na kauban nato alang sa atong episode today, ato pong i-welcome si Ma'am Maria Fe Valicera. Ma'am Maria Fe, maayong adlaw.
Yung adlaw, Ma'am Angie. So, ako day si Maria Fe Liumen. And first time sa din ako ani, and then maminaw gyud ko aning digital marketing labi na sa atong speaker nga si Miss Tihada. So, hada ko kay ning oportunidad na ako nga makatun. So,
Gamay background lang sad Ma'am Maria Fe sa imong business. And kumusta pud karon?
So far karon naningkamot lang gihapon sa conscious wellness product siya man ba. So any wellness product like sa HDI nga product, so mayroon siya buy and sell lang siya. So karon panahon na kay kuan na siya naningkamot na gihapon ko sa ato ang negosyo.
So, nindot ni kilain-lain ang mga products no sa atong mga KN winners nga to ang makauban karong adlaw. Nalipay ko kay natin mga winners from the past seasons. Ang bago gyud nato na nakita karon. Kasi Ma'am Gigi kay every month gyud ni nga naasab din sa atong Zoom space. So alang sa mga naminaw nagtanaw nato karon again sa atong nagkadiiya nga mga social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, napod ta sa Twitter. Hopefully nga mo uban mo namo sud sa duha ka oras alang ni sa paghisgot nato sa lain na pong topic about business mga kasipya. So karong higayon na sa gingon pa nako andaman na ang pagpaminaw ninyo sa atong discussion karong hapuna kalabot ni mga kasibya sa digital marketing. Atong ikauban ang ang profesor sa kahanginan alang karong adlaw si Ma'am Eloise Tejada. Ma'am Louise, maayong udto and welcome sa Sabia TV og sa Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai.
Good. Maing udto, no? But this is this thing we practice in business. We still say good morning. So it's like a concept that we do. That's what we incorporate. But in the time, so maing udto. So today, we're going to discuss about digital marketing. I will be sharing it now. Share na ko siya balik. All right. So you can call me Beep Beep. People call me Beep Beep. They are more comfortable than Eloise. And then I'm currently with UC Banilad. I'm a full-time faculty for almost 9 years now. And then prior to that, I was also able to work in corporate. I was in marketing and sales. And while working also in UC, I'm also managing also a small trading company for 13 years. So I have a little experience of this kind of thing in terms of trading and sales. So today we're going to discuss more into digital marketing. But what we did is that while we try to incorporate the program or this course, we call it course, is that my team was able to come up with a little bit twist. We wanted to incorporate something else, not just the digital marketing itself, because we have observed that certain of our sellers or entrepreneurs don't apply things that we need to apply in regular basis for regular business practices. So we incorporate now a consumer behavior and service marketing. Believe me, but these two programs is still part of marketing. So I feel that this is important because as we observe today, especially when people are starting selling so much things online, they are things that we opt not to focus on, and we just focus on selling. So it ends up that taking or having that bad image on people selling online. Okay, so while it is very much popular, there is a very strong also notion that it seems like people selling online are not as reliable as people selling having a physical store. Okay, so that's why I'm incorporating consumer behavior and service marketing. So let me proceed now. So before we start, I would like to share to you possible questions that I think you need to understand now, as early as now, because otherwise, if I would post my questions now, you wouldn't be you would be focusing. So in our development today, we were encouraged to throw the questions first. So when we have the questions, people will have more. You will have more attention from your audience. So I have 3 questions. What makes a product a candidate for successful internet selling? And then the difference between digital marketing and social media marketing, because sometimes we consider everything selling online as already digital marketing. So for us, no, it's not. It's just only social media marketing. Okay? So, and then the third is name one ethical problem and briefly explain it. So, move on now. So, just to give you an understanding what digital marketing is, this is how broad digital marketing is. So when you look around the slides, you can see it here. You would see a lot of things even you're not even familiar of, or you're not even we were not able to encounter, right? I'll give you an example here like this SEO. This is a search engine optimization. This is one of the things company do, the multinational or the big companies do, in which they make a design of their search engines, or let's say their company background, in which the moment people try to browse on something, the first thing that in pops up in Google is their company. So the question is, how do you design it? Diba? It's taxing. So it's even part of digital marketing, but people don't know. Or let us say, most people doesn't understand what it is. So I was able to have this kind of training before. Just to give you a brief background, I will not tell you all about it because it is not our focus. We were taught, we were trained with Google AdWords how to create our company in such a way we're not focusing on the brand, because a brand is it's a different thing. We're focusing on the description of our company. So how do we describe our company that suits well on how people understand? That's behavior already. So what comes to your mind? Let's think of an example. Let's say rubber shoes. When you want the rubber shoes, what comes to your mind? Would you write this? Would you type running rubber shoes? No, you would say the best running shoes. So the company that was able to design a good description of that products will have a first or top belongs to the top 10 of company that comes out to Google. So that's what company really has to come up with a good description of how they are going to do about their company. So the moment clients or customers type something in Google, they will be part of the top 10. So earlier with that, you don't get to pay. Then eventually, if there will be more people searching on that, clicking on your website, then you would be paying already Google. But what is the benefit versus the cost? Of course, you're going to earn more because there are a lot of people going to link you. Okay, the customer that's looking for that kind of product will be linking you. Okay, so with that, so that's the thing. And then we also have content marketing. This is more onto like description. This is more about talking and blogging and sharing of the experience. If customers today is more onto the experience. So unlike before, when I will say to my company, when I will say and I describe my company, this is the best company I have, people don't believe in you anymore. They would believe the reviews. They would believe the experience. So we tap other things, right? So that's where digital marketing, that's how powerful digital marketing today, because everybody could just advertise. Unlike before, wherein we focus on top of the line advertising. So what you see on TV, what you hear on radio, what you read on magazine, for example, or newspaper is the first information you are going to have. And therefore, these are the information that you're going to believe. But today, it's not. It doesn't work that way. So all of these things that I am showing you in the slides is actually correlating and interconnecting with one another. So wherever the customer goes, digital marketing also goes, because they follow, because that's the behavior. And that is sometimes the loophole of people who are entrepreneurs, for that matter, who wants to be in business, but you don't understand how people or how our consumers behave. So you don't know where to go and what to do about it. So it's important that we understand how they behave and how they feel, so that we will be able to link them with the right tool, so that we can channel and funnel them to our sites or to our company. Because placing our company there in any ad, even if it's a website, people, or even if it's in the Facebook, sometimes they don't pay attention. So we need to find where they are and we link our companies there. All right. So we have a lot of things here, but what we are going to focus today is the social media marketing. Because in the Philippines, and my assumption is our products, or the winners of this program, are into digital marketing for social media, specifically for Philippine market, or let's just say, to be more local, Cebu. So uh, plenty of things, especially in US, they're even topping other social apps that we have not even heard of. But you need to understand that is how people behave there. And that is what works for them. But in the Philippines, no, not all of it can be applied. So that's the reason we're going to top the social media marketing, because that's what we are really focusing on. And the rest of the things we are going to connect it with. So I'll move on now. So digital marketing, it's an online marketing. So anything that you sell online, anything that you will be using, social media, for example, B2B, for example, e-commerce, it doesn't matter. As long as you're using the PC, or you're using online, selling things online, using your cell phone, your tablet, these are all considered digital marketing. But it is not limited to email, social media, and web-based advertising, okay? And then it also incorporates digital communication. So meaning to say, you don't anymore use the normal collaterals. Before, we use papers, we use posters and all of that, right? We even have digital posters, di ba? We go to along highways, for example, you see all of that. We consider that as part of digital communication. However, it is not online. So anything that applies online becomes a digital marketing tool. I'll move on now. No, let me try to what last week the president of Lazada, I forgot his full name, was interviewed, and he said that 5% of the business, there's a lot of opportunity for online selling, because they are topping only 5% of the business of entire market of the Philippines. And I said, when I was listening to him, I said that, yes, you're saying that there's a lot of potential and there's a small market, but we also need to understand, this is very important, and we need to always remember this. Not all businesses can be sold online. Okay? So therefore, when I am into business, and if you are also into business and you're selling some things, you need to categorize your product if it is acceptable online. Okay? So a lot of businesses today, even how modern we are today, even in our era, but there are still a lot of businesses that doesn't tap online, and it's okay. So therefore, if you are into that something, you need to understand if your products can be sold online. So what are those categories? So we are now focusing on the behavioral. I'm giving you a behavioral incorporating in digital marketing. Number one is tactility, less important. What are these? These are products that doesn't need to be felt physically by the customer. Okay? So for example, um, like gowns, for example, products that are really tailored fit, you cannot sell it online. But when your product happens to be something that can be easily worn, easily be taken, ordered, drink, maybe the customers were able to experience it somewhere else already, then we can easily sell it online. Okay? So, kana siya nga mga produkto. So, kung panalitan, tactility, meaning to say you don't need to feel it. So, let me go back to the question. Miss, kana laging mga website, kana laging website sa mga dagkong company. They're selling rubber shoes, they're selling clothing, and they're mahal. Let's say Nike. Okay, let me give you that notion. Yes, it is true. But people who buys this product already experienced buying it before. So, they have the trust and confidence. So, meaning to say, all they need to do is to reorder it. So they know the size, they know the feel, they know already how the material is, what the material is. So it's very confident, they're very confident to order again. But for ours, for your setup, for people who are our winners who are still currently working on their products, you need to think if your products that you're selling doesn't need so much, so much feeling of the end of the consumer that they will be having doubt purchasing it. So if you think sa yun siya baligya, let's say Miss Sinina okay. O example lang, wala man na siya wala man na siya gisulob. Yes, that is correct. But there is a reason why we can still sell it. Okay, I'll move on for a while. A generally unpleasant in-store experience. Sometimes people don't want to buy it. They have maybe the store is so loaded, okay, with so much customers, and sometimes they don't want to go back again. And that kind of emotion or thoughts, perceived emotion by the consumer would be a very good product to bring in also in digital. Okay? So customization important. The explanation of it's not really the customization thing. It's about the feeling of control. Diba? Namoy add to cart. Diba? So, clients who tend to buy things online tend to get to choose. They choose the color, the design. There are companies today that really would give you the kind of angle that you would be able to see, and the kind of it's like having the choice and empowerment. So we try to sell these products also online. And then personal in nature, pardon my term, but sensitive products, like you don't want when you try to pull it out in the store, pag pull ni mo sa store kay makita sa mga tao ni palit ka, then they will look at you. There are a lot of people who doesn't want, even anybody here today. We don't want it. So we want to buy it online because we don't want to be seen what we bought. So their personal nature, no, categorically, we can even say like condoms, yana, no, na ay mga product ingon yana, and then they're really doing well. Okay, so there are people buying that, not in store. Then high margin, because this product is both an analysis of the seller and the buyer. So high margin in the perspective of the seller. So the other things that I presented is in the perspective of the customer. I am trying to understand my customer. So on the end sense of seller, high margin, the yun di siya dapat uginan siya. So if you think you're going to sell online, you need to make sure that the products you're also selling are going to give you how do you call it? A favorable margin. Okay, so kasagaran yun di mo makita gid online pinakadaghan jud is food, because we know food is really having a very good returns. Diba? In hotels, for example, it's 200 to 300%. So labi pag yun po yung kay tindahan, wala kay mga sakop nga iswelduhan daghan kayo kay kita ra may maghimo, diba? And then cheap to ship, that's very correct. We buy products in China. I've heard from my friend, she bought products ordered from China, and I cannot imagine the freight is only 100 pesos. So we need to think of those products also. What is it that we can sell that we know it doesn't cost so much? Logistics in terms of shipping company, for example, would really eat up around 25 to 50% of the product cost. So inana kamahal lang shipping cost. So it needs to be barato ra gyud siya kung ipadala. So when you order, for example, I have observed, no, Lala Move or Grab Food, padala og milk tea, mahal, di ba? You pay around 60 pesos for one milk tea. So we need to think of this and how, or what are those products we need to sell that we don't need to spend so much in terms of shipping costs. Instant gratification, less important. What are those products? When you shop on this on in an actual store, we want to shop like the moment we stop, we finish buying or shopping, we immediately want that feeling na dapat ako, naananin ako. So therefore, if we sell things online, make sure that these products will let the customer feel like they're not in a hurry, that they can wait. And these are the kinds of product we can sell also online. Diba? So for products that we think that apurado ka, dili yun na siya pwede. And that is the reason that all of these products that is like personalized doesn't work so much online. Because again, as I said, the customer wants to feel, really want to experience having the product itself. So we need to understand, sometimes I get to observe people posting online, and then they do not have any return, no comments, no queries, because they forgot that not all of the things we can sell gani online. So I'm giving you this idea because maybe you are selling something and not all of them can be applied here. So we try to analyze and study them. And maybe we have to refocus somewhere else or to channel our product somewhere else. And then, of course, it's standard. So, dili ta ganahan binuangan salig online man, di ba? We're going to elaborate on that later on because I'm going to discuss a little bit of ethics. And then price sensitive, that's also correct. That's the reason ukay-ukay works. So, Miss Tactility less important? Yes, it's correct. But it is also price sensitive, meaning to say it's not mahal. So pag mo nang nangutan ako, what happened to you? I asked my students, what happened to your experience buying this product? And the student would say, ay, Miss Sus, bati, dili mao. Unya, imong giuli. Ay, ayo na lang, Miss, 100 naman po to. Diba? So there is this thing also that really works because if it has been like 100,000 imong gipa-ship or thousands of pesos, you would really read a lot of negative feedback or comments from the seller, correct? Or even from the buyer. So we try to understand also how the customer feels. Example, in the event that there would be things that is disadvantageous in terms of the shipping, di ba? No, sahay di man kalikayan na mga nabuak, nadaot, unya mag-rant sa Facebook, that's very unfortunate. And I've seen that also from some of my friends or even from my students who are selling online. And then gift-oriented. This is also a very good thing. When we start selling products the concept is like giving. There is this interview that I've also heard that buying things online, it's like giving gift to yourself. Kaya nagabot man kuno kay giputos niya igabli. Wow, okay ba? Gugagod nga ni order ka. Pero pag-abot sa product, ang feeling sa customer is nakapalit siya nga na siya gi-gift sa iyang self. So our ads probably, or the concept of our ads in Facebook, for example, appears to be like a gift to yourself, then this would be a very good thing. It applies later on for packaging. When we have a very good packaging and we try to deliver it and customers get to see the product with the right labels on it, yes, that could be a very good candidate for products to be sold online. So a little bit of behavioral, this is very important, so that the moment you post things online, people will start asking from you. Diba? Kay mo post ka online, abi nimo, butang ka dito, selling, diretso dayon. Then I observed 3 days na, 2 days na, no comments, no reviews, no likes. Mo good to siya, kay mo man to siya magpabalik-balik because Facebook for that matter, social media for that matter is algorithm, people. We need to understand. Okay? So let me move on. Here. So social media, so I'll go back to social media na. In any digital tool that allows user to quickly create, share content with the public. I agree. No, it's very true. In fact, my students or most of the participants cannot be communicated using our platform for training. our students, for example, I cannot communicate with them if I'm going to send message there. So what I did is that I have a separate account for Messenger for my students because I know 24 hours they're really there. So it's like the same thing here. In social media, you cannot post so much. There's only a few things you can post there. Okay? Remember that because this is not really your main channel or funnel for selling your product. So once you start clicking, I will show it to you also later on. Once you start clicking, we need to design it in such a way that it's going to link to it somewhere else that you know it would give more information to your possible client. Pila raman in tao ng Facebook, uy, gagmay ra kay na siya. Instagram, picture, TikTok, sila ra na ka-seconds. So it will not give them more information if we start promoting our product. But the thing is, even in as much as we want to create this information, they are also not interested. So we take advantage of this tool. So we have Twitter, you have YouTube, you have Instagram, of course you have Facebook, and all of this and other things. So what are these people doing today? So what to know about using social media for your business? So you need to understand social media is highly competitive venture with a short attention span. Okay? So pag post pa lang di mo online, attention, di ba? Daghan na kay kagibutang diha. Moabot na gani nag 3 or 4 almost I always prefer 5 lines only. 5 lines, good captured of pictures, for example, 1 or 2 pictures would be good. But more or anything more than that, people will just go back. It's like in TV. Before, when people watch TV, because we don't have any other tool, we watch TV, ato yun ang apungan, mahuman ng commercial. So everybody's flocking there because the commercial is shown because we only have 9 channels or 5 channels before may cable. Karon kaya na may cable. In commercial sa ABS-CBN, we don't watch commercial but we browse the other channels. That's what we do, right? So therefore, they find it a waste of time. So where do people go today? They go to YouTube. So when they go to YouTube, ads are being posted there. The thing is, behavior again, people change. Oh, there is an ad. Skip ad. So companies also learn that, oh, they're skipping ad because we cannot wait 10 seconds or let's say 10 seconds, okay pa, matolerate pa. Pero maabot na gani nag 15, nya dili man ni mao akong gitan-aw kay kini mang video akong gitan-aw, and you really have to do the skip ad. So there's a problem with the design. So what they did, if you remember 3 years ago, you go to the local channel, they give you a shortcut of it. They give you an how do you call it, a teaser. Diba? Pag tanaw nimo, then connect to YouTube, etc. But they already ignite your interest. And you go to YouTube. There, it will be explained to you in 5 minutes. But before clicking that 5 minutes, you already have an idea. That's the thing. It's the same thing with Facebook. So you create that idea and design that really is very interesting for your audience before they start clicking more on what you are selling. Because if you post everything online, my God, napakwik, tanang product, ibutang dito. It's the same with brochure. It's the same with brochure. We identify, I will give you the relevance so you will understand more. In the traditional way of advertising, when we make the brochure, we have a corporate brochure and we have specific segmentized brochure. So we gituyo na namo ang corporate brochure just to give a background, but we don't talk about the product itself. And the moment customers would say, what is this? And that's what we are going to give them a separate brochure. That's what we do in corporate because we cannot place everything there. It's not going to spark interest. So it's the same design that you are supposed to have. Okay, so number 2, if you open social media account, you must be active every day, diba? Kasi algorithm yun diba? You cannot just post there and wait for people to come back. They will not. They will not. You really have to be engaging. You have to reply. That's the thing. Diba? So what other Facebook accounts have that account, and then they would give you that 3 main question. Ituyo na nila, diba? So naka-link naman na siya, naka-design na siya sa Facebook. There is a link that I can also show you in a while. And then the moment you click on that, it is already understood that three basic questions our consumer wants to ask that we cannot answer them anytime because we're not also up 24 hours because that makes them active. Because you don't know your customer as to when the time they're going to watch or to click. And we set up those questions. And the moment they ask the basic question, do you have a location? Where is the location? How much is the price? How soon can you deliver? These are the basic questions. All you need to do is to program it as in that by the time they're going to ask, somebody's going to answer them na naka-program because it answers active every day. And we go back to them with more specific questions later on. And sometimes we don't do that because we find it taxing. Well, in business, it is really like that. We really have to talk to our customers. We need to accommodate them. We need to entertain them. We need to, let them feel that we want them. Diba? So, kana siya. So, the percentage of getting customers, we talk 10, you get 2 or 3, that is not bad. Diba? So it is really tiring. It has to be in the mind of that entrepreneur. Then always include an image with your post. I agree with that. So I've seen sometimes selling, there is this brand. I would not mention the brand. It's a good friend of mine who sell the product that we already know the brand, but did not include a single picture. It's a wrong thing. Because we do away with it. It really has to have an image, even just one. Even if the company already, even the product is already been sold somewhere. And even if customers already know about the product, because we need to consider brand recall. That's the reason you have billboards. Diba? We know the product, Coca-Cola, but why is it there? It's the same. Diba? So use social media accounts to engage with customers. I agree. Yeah, I agree with this. It's good that when they ask question, you come back to them. There was this. I was trying to ask somebody. It's a funny way how people sellers sometimes. Maybe you feel tired, accommodating customers, wa man ipalit, di ba? Nagipangutana, unsa gipangutana, moro po gitubag. We try to improvise. For example, you would say, do you have, this was the experience of one of my friends, looking for boarding house. Do you have a parking lot? Or do you have a parking area? Ang tubag, wala. Nothing more, nothing less. Where is that engagement? So, if wala, ingon ko, what do you think is the best answer? I asked my friend. And she said, dapat ang gitubag is, wala ma'am, pero naay walking distance na pwede ka parkingan. Or naay pay parking area. Because, our chats doesn't have, our customers cannot see our faces. They cannot hear our voice. But they can feel how we reply. So it's important that we reply them with enthusiasm and go back and come back with a good reply. So that's being proactive. When you say, when I parking area, wala. It's like telling you na, you cannot be my customer. Diba? So, ningon ko nga, so unsay dapat siya, at least niingon man lang siya og naay parking area dito unahan ma'am, kung okay ra, ari ma'am para ma-check nimo, di ba? So that's really how we want, because we want to bring our customers in. So that's how, no? So these are the things now. So this is an example. Okay, so let's start with this is an Instagram post. This is what companies are doing. You have a product and your product are not as popular as other brands, but you have a good product. And even if you advertise your product, people will not believe you because they do not know you. So what we do today is that we tap bloggers, personalities, for example. These are people who have influence, and then we ask them to share to them their experience using the product, right? So pag kita nila, ang ilang gitanaw, dili man good si product. Ang ilang gitanaw kay si Ellen Adarna man good, and we like Ellen Adarna. She's upfront, she's beautiful, she's confident, she can speak her mind. So we think that, she really has a strong aura. So para niya, I will tell you, for me, this is really good. And she's a good influencer. So she says something, and what she did was, of course, this is already an agreement with the company. Then there is this, we call it the hashtags. So ato bang ka, wa makakaibagon siyang giinom or gikaon mo to imo i-click at mo link na to dito. So diri na ka mo storya more about your products. People are also endorsing your products that might not be as popular as Ellen Adarna. And then all of the things and other experiences other customers also have. Okay? For a while. Can you excuse me for a while? So my apologies. So going back, so you will see here more information about the product because you cannot post your product anywhere. So mo na ning gibuhat nila, nanay another link and another picture of Elena Darna showing that she lost weight, that it is really a good product in substitute for your meal because she's on a diet or she wants to she wants to maintain her figure and all of that. So this is very common today. You see it a lot of times. Anybody, there's even like, I remember my kids who watch YouTube, always watch YouTube every day. And there's this family who only take videos of their kids opening new toys every day. And the toys are not even mahal. But the toys will be channeled somewhere else where they bought it. Asa nga store, asa nga department store. And then our kids are being educated on what kind of toys that they might find it interesting because we cannot just buy a toy. If you're a parent, you cannot buy a toy. And then, oh, I think this is a good toy. You need to open and experience playing the toy before you will be able to say it's a good toy for your kid by not trusting the description of the packaging alone. So that channel was a very good tool for kids. It was not even me, it was my kids. And then oh, that's how you play it, that's how you use it, assemble it and all of that. And then they tap that. So asking other people to help you market your product because they have more personality, they have the influence, or they're known. So can we also do that in Cebu? Ay sus, daghan no. So kini siya medyo national ni siya, si Ellen Adarna. So I would go back to that example later on. I would show you, there's a video, but I will go top now the services we need to focus on, the ethical problems in e-business. So business representation. So sometimes when we sell our products online, we wanted to let our customer feel like we're already big time. We cannot do that. Okay, so online selling is always okay, and it's fine for people who are starting up because it's like telling them your story, that gamay pa ka, nya nagkadako ka. I have this student who is selling curry. Student na ko siya sa UC, graduate na. And then she started selling kato lang piniraso-piraso. And then through the week, siguro dagan siya nakapalit, dagan na malit niya. Nagkadako gyud until maybe she was able to save money from her earnings. She's now the something like a distributor na here. So she even said that I have a new chair. Diba? I'm talking about that character ba. I have now a better chair. This used to be my chair. So stool ngayang bangko, nya karon kay medyo katong swivel na. Napalit jud ko kay di makaya magsigig lingkod niya, sigig online niya. Sakit na kong likod. I have a new chair of thank you for Cure. Oh, diba? So it's like telling them also a part of you that you have experience about selling your product, and it's okay not to appear big time. Diba? It's okay. So instead of posting pictures that, oh, this is your office, we don't need to do that. Okay. So also we need to you remember this one. No? They were so excited selling. We forgot that we don't own it. For example, there's an original logo. You want to make your logos or your company flowery. Sometimes you get things somewhere, pictures, taglines, maybe shared other photos that is not really yours. You need to be careful with that because we have heard and we've read. I've read a few weeks ago. Already, the owner of that image who happens because their company is kanang how do you call it, kanang bang mga suroy-suroy ba, no, kanang mga dili airfare kaning usap travel agency, and they're promoting the place. The problem is they don't have a picture. And though they were really looking for a good picture, they took a picture of somebody else who really was the one who took the. So he was furious. Why is my picture there? Diba? So then they were exchanging words online, and customers can see. And that would give you a very bad image. So careful ta. Kung dili ato mahimo mananghid yun. Kung panalitan og naay ato it's better if it's really ours. So we need to observe that, because once they start commenting, and even if you will delete it, remember there will other people will be able to read that ahead. It's going to give you a bad image also. So information security, the moment you try to ask information from your buyers because you get to ship to them, for example, be careful to keep it. Do not post it anywhere. I appreciate those sellers who would say, salamat sa trust, but they erase those information. That's really a good idea. I think that is well applied. Product quality. This is also very important, di ba? Unsay gipadala, unsay nasa picture, unsay nasa description, dili mao ang niabot. We also have to be careful about that. They say that nindot kaayo ang description, nindot kaayo, pero pag abot lahi dayto, and people would really have a very bad you would have a bad review. Or if not, another experience that I was able. No, I interviewed a lot of people about this these experiences when it comes to ethics, because I felt like it appears that there is a perception for consumer that it is still good to buy personally in store because of trust and confidence issue. So that's the thing. So we need to consistently stand by what we sell, and we need to be that kind of sellers or entrepreneurs online, because the image of people selling is tainted. So katulad itong walay labot, maapil siya. Then vendor compliance. Let me have yeah, it is similar. No, I would highlight this one. I try to print some notes here. Respecting price points. So when we are acquiring, na may uban na to diri no dili jud kitay naghimo sa product. So gi-acquire nimo ang product sa usag yun ka main principal, and then there should be pricing strategy that anywhere in one area or one region we need to comply to that, so there would be consistency. So that is also very good. It's a very good exercise, even if with multinational, for example, or even for big franchises, they also do that. So lahi lang ang channel sa logistics sa ilang unsay tawagan ni pag accommodate sa kliyente, but the consistency in terms of pricing, for example, content, photographs, company descriptive, or sales efforts are standard. So that's part of vendor compliance in the event that you are selling products that you are not the ones making it. Okay, then of course customer service. So that's the thing about this online thing, because I go back to my explanation a while ago. You cannot be seen. You cannot be heard. So all of the things that you are going to communicate with is through text. Type ra gyud, sulti ra gyud. And sometimes we heard like people are selling live. I've heard that also. Then after selling, you will also post their things you don't like. You would say, ayaw. There is like, I find it offensive, no? I find it offensive when you say, dili pwede mag-cancel. You know, these are not so nice to hear in the side of those who are not yet a buyer of our product. Diba? Lahi ang ilang impression about us. So some would even say that unsay tawag na, how do you call it, murag dauto, no, kay ni paingon mo palit nya what di ay to nya. Kanana, no, we hear that, and for me at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about us, we the ones selling our product. So cancellation, for example, could happen, you know. Sometimes people change their mind. There was even, oh, this is a very good example. I asked my friend, she said that there was this experience of mine. I was still browsing. And while browsing, I was chatting. And then the seller said, "What's pa may order ni mo, ma'am?" They were the ones chatting already. That was not even in the Facebook. It was Messenger. Ningon siya nga, namili pa ko. Ganina raman kasi pili, ma'am. Do you understand? Something like that. And then the customer said, and my friend said, "No, I'm still selecting." And then she was a little bit impatient probably because she keeps on asking, customers keeps on asking, and you don't have so much return. We really have to have that kind of the patience, okay? Customer mangyapon na to. So, niingon na lang si customer na kanang i-cancel na lang nako akong order kay murag niingon naman gud siya nga if di ka mo palit sige lang kag pangutana may pagdi na lang ka mangutana, something like that. And then my friend said, "No, I was about to buy, and now that you speak to me that way, I'm going to cancel my order." So these are things that we need to let go. We need to let go. It's not as easy as just selling our products. It is also about bringing our customers, letting our customers feel that we really want them. We need to remember that the ones that makes your business survives are customers that are buying again and again. So in the book, it says that it's hard to find customers and it's easy to retain. In my perspective and in practice, it's easy to get because you can advertise and promote, but it's difficult to retain because retention requires experience. So your customer has to have a very good experience for you so that they will buy again. Okay, so that's the thing. That's the kind of mentality we need to have. And sometimes customers, this is that you need to remember this also. People, entrepreneurs selling online, sometimes they ask a lot, they don't buy. They ask a lot again, and still they don't buy. But they really feel like this is the kind of vendor I want. And then they ask, and this time around they buy. And they would say, it's been a while I've been asking, and I never buy anything. And today, thank you for accommodating. So you hear comments like that. And that is really a reward. It's a rewarding thing already for us selling our products. Okay, so this is already a service marketing that could be applied online. Okay, so how to promote your Facebook page? Have you tried? Nakasaway mo? Diba? Madugo din, diba? Madugo din. So, you can go to, this is a link. You can click on this later on and try to design your own Facebook page. And then these are the steps. Let me just share to you some of the things we did before during the height jud katong lockdown jud siya. Nya wa gyud na malit kay sirado man ya atong mapromotan online na gyud. So, we created our online. Then we had a goal. We had a very good brochure. I asked somebody to make a good brochure for me that I did not do because it's a different design. Lahi ang brochure sa top of the line, lahi po ang brochure online. How do we make it? I really asked somebody to help me. I spent a little bit, gamay lang yun, murag 1,000 plus lang just to help me with that main page for my main account. Then I create my audience. That's very important. This is the thing. In any entrepreneur, before we sell product, we already know to whom we are. We already have an idea. We might not be very 100% sure, but we already know or have an idea as to where we are supposed to sell it. So that's part of that's part of segmentation. Pardon me, but I will use a little bit segmentation. The segmentation would give you a lot of things. Demographics, diba? So you have gender, age, income, okay? Yeah, more or less, may nana. You have geographic, you have psychographic, and you have behavioral. Okay, so we need to have that code, that idea, the basic ideas to where we want them to sell because you're creating your 4 P's of marketing. Then you create your audience. Then you set your budget. Oh, pila man, ayaw sa dayon dagan kaayo ka ng dagko kaayo, abot nagpila ka simana. This should be okay because we are trying to test the water. If it works, then you set the duration. When you create the audience, let me go back. For online selling, with your product, you need to understand how far will you be able to reach the delivery of your product. So you don't need to create a huge geography for it. Kay part man to siya, mas lapad na gani siya mo, nipis man sa dimong audience na, clustered siya, mas daghan. So you need to identify as to where you belong. because that's part of your design. Then you try to check how you would like also your customers to pay you. That's part of the design. Then you can submit your ad. And you observe how your customers respond in terms of likes, in terms of inquiry, and all of that. That is already given. And then if you find it difficult, you can try to check on the link so that you will have an idea on how to do it step by step. But these steps today that I've shown you is already the steps also shown there. You just have to do it. Then there is also DTI Philippines in YouTube. It can also help you. I already included it here. And sample videos. I'll show you a sample video. Kato ganina si Elena Darna. Karon, nang ako ipakita ninyo kay si Rich Isog. This guy is, pardon his words when I'm going to play the video ha. Medyo na siya yung mga joke-joke. Diba? Na siya yung mga buang, something like that. Just let it go. Filipinos or any audience today believes people who speaks like who we are. So, before mo tanaw ta, mo believe tag mga tao nga almost perfect. But when somebody speaks there who has an influence, but he looks like we are, acts like we are, 'di ba? Mas medyo makaingon tang uy pareha gyud mi ani. Then we try to listen. So, it really works for him. We also have Heart Evangelista, but it's not about heart. It's about the advertising or the company that brings their company in, capitalizing with this personalities. So I'll just show to you. Wala amo ni siya gi-record instead of linking it direct to YouTube, because I want to show to you here right now the companies that the companies that bring themselves in using Rich Isog. Sa akong i-play ha. Kadali sa.
Ma'am Lois, medyo di na madunggan ng audio.
Okay. All right. So if you see there, for a while, if you see there, he was promoting 3 companies before making his blog, okay, or his concept about life, whatever it is that he wants to talk about. So he has like 3 companies, natong fresh products for delivery. The other one was a cake, it was like a baker or cake maker, and the other one was standby. So what I did after recording sa iyang video for a while, sorry, you see here, I'll move forward. There on the last part, when you're going to look at the comment section, so there, they posted now the links there of the company. So of course you've heard the company. So all you need to do is to go to the comment section and you would see there the hashtags and the links of this company because you have heard coming from him, and then there, that is where. Okay, kung ikaw rin mo post sa ng imuhang Pan de la Fuerte, for example, or your company, nobody's going to notice you. So you have there a very good example. So can we do that? Yes, of course we can do that here. You can top events, for example, no, na mga gagmayng events, yan ay gamayng mga members, pwede. See? So I'm showing you the slides now. So when you click on Boy Isog, Rich Kid, Rich Isog, you will see there in the comment section these sponsors. And since you believe him, you listen to him, then that's it. They're capitalizing on his personality. All right. So another example also that we have, I'll move on to the next slide. All right. There's also another slide here. This is Heart. Okay. So Heart is like, it's like a socialite. So some of my friends really follow her because she wants the clothes. She can slay it. They say it. Any clothes would fit her like that. So something like that. So without even trying. So but what I am trying to show to you here now is that the advertisement that was shown prior the YouTube of Heart. So this is a different thing. Kanina kay sa iya yung show yang i-promote kay Helen, it's about her really using the product through Instagram. Here, the second one, si Richie Isug, it's about his show really on his blog promoting the product. This time around, it's not. Heart is not promoting it, but company is trying to top her, to pay her, because there are a lot of viewers. So prior sa iyang show na commercial. I'll show you the video. So you cannot even stop. You cannot stop, and they're really paying it. People, these companies are paying, but you are here to watch for. Yeah, that's why. Yan. While watching this one, in between, ads are also coming in. That's why. So you will see there's no commercial at all while doing his vlog, no. Or your YouTube channel, wala gyud. Siya ra gyud. All right, so that was my comment earlier when I said that when people start, when people start, how do you call it? When people start trying to watch TV, and then they realize that people are no longer watching commercials, but they're browsing channels. So today, what we do is that we get to choose what to watch. So we go to YouTube. There it's you who's going to click what to watch, when to watch it. So companies today try to advertise their products there. Earlier, they can advertise, but you can you can skip. Then they realize now we skip naman gazud gyapon kay we refocus on the things that we really want to watch. So they try to capitalize by making it too short, but you cannot skip. And you are forced to watch because there is a main show that you are also watching. So all of this are being tapped today by social media, by digital advertising, but there are still other things that other companies are also doing that we can in our setup here in the Philippines that is not being applied to us. So that ends my slide. And I hope you were able to learn. And if you have some clarifications or some questions, I will be able to address them also. I would like to thank the rest of the team for giving me the chance to be here and to share to you my insights about digital marketing using social media.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Daghan gyud nakuha ate ang ato ang mga winners and of course ato mga viewers of this time. Kita ko sa atong mga kauban din nag take down gyud sila mga notes no na yung mga approve and mo himo nila silang business. So maybe before mo share sad atong mga winners of their experience, I know nga naa naman sila first hand experience with ilang kaugalingon nga pamagi sa digital marketing. Let's ask sa if nabay ganahan mangutana sa atong speaker for this afternoon. Nalamay clarification, sakdo pa na inyong gihimo ron sa inyong business, asa ba mo kuwang or anything, kinsay ganang mga tana. Ma'am G, nakay-question Ma'am G.
Miss Angie, kanang ang akong ikakuan lang sa speaker kay karon kay ang sa mga naminaw karon is fortunate na kaayo sila sa gihatag nga mga idea sa speaker karon kay sa akong pag-observe, ang katotanan gi istorya sa atong speaker is experience gito nako nga kana gani nganong di man ni mahalin ako ang baligya nga nag-online man ko pero madugay nimo og kuan makakuha ra kag idea nga kung anaon din ni paghimo pero sa mga naminaw karon dako kaayo ni nga opportunity nila nga anaon dayon nila di para sa amo nga part sa una nga kami pag mangitag way gani nga nganong ani ang nahitabo namo. Nga sa gi-discuss sa speaker karon is nanas dayon sila idea nga ay ditso mo dayon ako ingon ani kay sa una pod kanang may mga query gani nga dili ba ya 24/7 ta magtan-aw sa ato ang kanang sa page kay nam koy page nya nanay daghang message ngadto ya initubag na kumuana na dayon sila ay nakabay na mi sa lain kanang ma'am ana nya mo to nga na day way di ay nga katong ingon ni sa speaker nato nga pwede na nimo i-set dito sa imong page kung kanang mura ganig mga possible question guys sa imong customer pareha ng location niya, imong mga prices niya, how to deliver. Daghan man gud dito ako kay nagbutang na ko ang mga 7 nga possible questions sa akong mga customers para nga ini ka morning nitanaw na ko sa akong page natubag na di ay kay related naman ang ilang mga questions sa akong gi-set dito nga mga questions niya. Ingon ana po niya inline po sa akong mga resellers po, kay sa ako ang kanang page, nagbutang magigog kanang price gid gali nako. Kung nay mo resell sa ako ang products, ako sila ingnon nga, tagaanta mo resellers price, pero naagid tayo, mura gid is RP sa ako mga prices gani. Kay kung ang ilang mga customers, mo adto sa page, mo tanawa mo ana di ang customers nga, ay pwede ra di ko mo palit nimo kay pareha mo price sa original nga naghimo ani nga products. Nga nga mga idea niya. Daghan di kong nakatunan sa customer sa ato ang speakers karon nga apply gid kaayo siya sa ato ang digital marketing karon.
So, may si Ma'am Gigi. Gikan mo gud siya sa sugod na siya rin aning kamot no. Unsaon pagpamaligya online and si Ma'am Gigi wa mo gud siya idea ever since murag unlike sa mga mas batanon pa man si Ma'am Gigi pero sa mas batanon pa gyud nga mga kanang entrepreneurs karon anad na kay sila unsaon pag-navigate sa mga social media platforms. Si Ma'am Gigi is learning pero nakita nako karon Ma'am G nga na kay mga videos gani sa imong page. You're doing your best ba nga makakonect ka sa imuha pod nga mga customers. Thank you Ma'am G. Yes Ma'am G.
About po na lang mag-post gani ka og picture sa social media kay tinuod ko gingon ni sa atong speaker karon nga kanaling mo post sa perti naghanap pictures niya ang kanang mga customers mo di ba ya sila magsinggi og kanang scan sa pictures pero sa una mo gid akong gibuhat niya akong products is almost 20 ka products i-post na ko kausa ang 20 niya subong ko mo na gingon nga wala gid kayo mo comments ba mo to nakakukog idea nga gi-video na lang nako each products. Nga inig-video na ko kana for example ako ang kutsintas. Alone na gid nga ako i-video na day mga comment nga oy tagpila nya nice lagi imong kuan kay sa katong imong ibulto tanan ang imong mga products nga pictures pag yun tapulan gid ang imong customers yun nya. Mas nindot gid nga video siya nga usar gid siya ka products para mura gani ma-appreciate gani sa mga customers or viewers ang imong products.
So para katong dili kay halinon Ma'am G, matagad pud ba sa imong mga customers kay I think kang Ma'am Gigi sa unahon man gid natog post no ang mga sa tayong baligya mga butchi mamontoy halinon.
Sellers.
Imong mga katong sa tawagan katong pizza roll o kamote roll, so marag kutob ra sila didto ang imong audience. So nindot ni nga may nakatunan pa di Ma'am Gigi over time.
Oh yes, Miss Angie. Ako pong gibuhat, Miss Angie, kay akong bestseller is kamote roll, pizza roll, empanada, mga butchi mo na murag bestseller na ko niya. Napabaya ko ilang mga products po, man akong gibuhat. Once nga na mo order na ko niya, new customer siya. Ang katong murag mga dili kahilinan ako nga products mo to akong i-previous nila. Naman ay na ako day ka ani nga kanaling kuan ma'am nga products. Man para gani kay online magud ta di mo ko para sa una physical store nga magtilaw-tilaw gay sila sa imong products. Man ang akong idea is kung na ko new customers nga mo-order sa akong mga kanaganing bestseller, ipakapi, i-previous to nako akong mga other products.
All right. I'm happy to hear that in marketing, we call it range selling. Okay, I'm happy to hear that you might not know the term, but in practice, we call it range selling. So instead of selling only the main product, we start introducing our existing other product lines by asking our loyal customers to try because they have the confidence already. And that is a very good way on how to add on to your increasing number of product lines.
Yes, ma'am. Kay daghan magugug products, ma'am, ya dili mo gud kuan ba man na i-previous na.
That is correct because sometimes it loses focus. So while we believe with the new products that we make, it is important that we channel it to the customer base that we already have a relationship with. That's the reason I'm trying to establish the relationship. Kay sa online manggod, lahi siya, bugnaw manggod siya, kana ganing wala siya rapport, di ba? So katong medyo suki-suki na nimo ma'am, sakto to imong gibuhat nga kani ato siya patilaw kay siya man sad mo promote. And then there is already confidence. And they know that if they have tried this one, that this is also good. And that would really, expand the product lines. That's a good thing to do.
Yes, experience ako mga previous nagpakapin sa ilaha, mo kuan gid sila, mo repeat order pud sila ato pod.
That's correct. Yeah. It's applied even if it's online, same ramang gyapon siya, lahi lang ang pagi. But the strategies are actually still the same.
Yes. And as a consumer, Ma'am Bep, katong katry ko, like sa gisulti ni Ma'am Gigi, nga kanang, nasa product na mo order, and then, gi-include niya yung bagong nga product. Ma'am, tilawid daw ni among bagong flavor or unsa. Malipay mo as customer nga ay, kanang na siya salig sa akong taste, and ay, napaday siya lain nga mga products nga ika-offer dili limited and hindi pita. So, mas ganahan ba ang customer mong good is ganahan is murag medyo kanang pampered ta pinangga kay ta sa ato ang mga sellers kay out of all sa daghan nga sellers nga namaligya, for example imong pizza roll o kamote roll nganong ang kamote roll man jud Ma'am Gigi ako paliton nga layo man gid kay to ilaha, but I think kuan jud mudugang Ma'am Bip ang iyaha nga ika-offer sa customer ang relationship sa seller pod.
That is why it's also important to get true feedback. We don't get hurt when people tell us it's not so good because it's going to give us better idea on how to do our products well. So we don't get offended. I always want to have feedback. So our mindset for us people selling online should be, we look at it in a better perspective. So, kato siya, nagpa-sample ka, ma'am, yung musulti mong gito sila. Kay suki, biyato ni mo, di ba? So, mas nindot siya. Yung may ingon siya glami, ipapush yun na to ang product. That's a good extra. I am glad that you are doing it. We call it range selling in marketing.
Thank you kay Ma'am Gigi for sharing that. Nagisgot naman tagpagkaon. Anita ni Sir Jan, kaya I think sige po din sila. Sir, I'm seeing nga mara naghimo po mo new mga products na you're trying it out nga i-sell sa market. So maybe maka-add ka sa mga practices nga gi-share ni Ma'am Beep and also ni Ma'am Gigi po.
Appreciate our speaker. Ma'am Luis, no, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I learned a lot kanang ganahan ko makig-meet nimo one day. para ma-apply na ko and ma-improve po na ko akong system. I started out with, I actually came from a multinational company man sad good for experience. So this multinational company is kanang sikat siya sa usara ka brand, and then eventually nadaghan yung brand. So I learned that you also have to kanang sa imong pag-start sa imong business, mas better that you focus on 1 or 3 products para mahibawan ka nga you're good at this. Let's just say, I just want to mention some companies like local companies lang because I love supporting local. So si Shamrock, for example, Shamrock is really good with OTAP. So OTAP, there's ma-connect nimo ba ang product nila sa ilang brand. Let's just say, for example, sa Rosquillos, so Titay's. What else? I mean, kung sa pang companies, let's say multinational. So Coca-Cola is Coke. So that's the reason why I focus on buko pie first para mahibawaan me. We are focusing on buko pies, and eventually we can like spread or we can add different products. So I don't know if it's also called range marketing.
What you're trying to establish, Sir John, is the branding.
The branding.
So yeah, that's the branding. So that I also do advice for that, because that's the point. We have to be known for something. That's the main. So I mentioned earlier the brand recall. So when we
Yes.
mention this brand, it's going to go with your brand. So when we
Yes,
design it in Google, for example, that's what I said also. This is really like connection, no? So when you design, for example, in internet, the brand, what comes to the mind of the people would be your brand. Because you're known for it, even if it's restaurant, for example, even if you have a lot of restaurants, the same selling barbecue, but this kind of barbecue you're really known for, people go there for that, and the rest would just follow. So,
Yes.
motoningon ka nga nag-range selling and you call it the branding, that is also correct.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
want to be known for the buko pie, go. You try to establish that brand. Whatever you're going to develop later on, sabay naman good na siya. Products will be complementary and supplementary also at the same time. So if I want to be a pasalubong thing, okay?
Yes.
If you go, for example, Shamrock, he's good for utap, diba? But when you go inside the store, you see a lot of other brands.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter, because we are in logistics, we call it geographic naman siya strategy. So you cannot go and hop from one store up to the other. It becomes a one-stop store, but you are known for utap.
Yes.
Oh, murag inana. We can have that
Thank
kind
you.
of positioning later on. I do not know your directives, John, but that could be a very good positioning later on when you establish na your business. Oh, so,
Thank you.
oh, yeah.
And ako lang ma-highlight, no. I really kanang akong ginasell, especially with digital marketing right now, because as what you've mentioned, it's cold. You really have to make sure that the connection is warm. Kay lisod, even though kani Zoom, lisod man gani kaayo, how can you like really feel the body language of the person? How much more if you're trying to sell a product na dili pa makupta ni customer. So akong ano diri is really customer experience. That's what we're doing right now. We really have to engage. As much as possible, we want to empathize kay sahay naman ko yung mga customer nga marag dili na sahay palit sila, and then they will share something. So that's what we're also selling, aside from of course our product, because we also want to be remembered how they were pampered sa social media or sa among page. So there's this connection nga bisag dili lang siya baligya ba, but you also have to kanang ask them how are they feeling, or let's just say for example it's weekend, so you just have to say happy weekend or have a great weekend. Those little tiny things man good would be very vital for some customers, or they can also make they can also be your suki and your ambassadors in the future. Okay, I mean, I really believe that the customers are the lifeline of a particular business. So kana daghan kay ko na learn mo, ma'am, and ako gi-take note. Ako lang ni i-review as well para ma-apply na ko sa among business.
You can even have like a storyline, Sir John. If you're talking about experience, you can have a story for every experience. I was able to share some thoughts about that before with Greenwich, and true enough, it was even a competition, and the students were the ones who created the concept, and Greenwich applied it all over the Philippines. Yeah, they were
Nice.
then yeah they capitalized on that, all that John Lloyd was doing, the campaign for school like that. Manana, that was a suggestion for students, a winner of champion here in Cebu sa UC. Then it was
Nice.
applied all over Philippines. So because Filipinos for that, we're emotional manggod kayo.
Yes.
Na gani mga share wala. Bisan pag dili pa na sikat mo, we capitalize on those experience.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a storyline, what happened, how it started, something like that. We wanted to know, we wanted to understand more about the company of that background. Instead of just focusing on how good the product is, lami ang product is,
Yes.
because there are a lot of delicious product.
Mm-mm.
So you try to revert it in such a way that they would even know you, what happened to you, something like that.
That's nice. That's
Pwede
nice.
siya.
Kasi, you make a storyline, like, daghan naman kong ideas, but of course, I also need kanang, like, people like you, and some mentors as well, nga maka-advise on what to really do. And kanang, di po kayo ko the type of entrepreneur nga mo focus sa competition, because the best competition is yourself, to really improve your product or your service. Not actually like you compare it with your other competition or your fellow entrepreneurs. Better magod nga we help each other and share ideas on how to be better, instead of you like mas maayo ko ani, mas lami akong luto. So mas motivate ko if I will compete with myself. So kana.
In food business, there will always be differentiation. That's what we have. Oh, there's always, even if it's the same, there is a difference in distinction. So we stick on that distinction and the uniqueness. That would really there are customers manggod. Ang market manggod is ang personality sa market. When you do the segmentation, it's so wide.
Yes.
So not all can accommodate. So can be accommodated by one supplier or one seller. So that kind of pie you might have, Sir John, could be differentiated than the rest of the pies. So balik yun ang customer. Ang atuan na lang is sa kanila nga ma-remember lang yung kanila all the time. Yeah, palitan jud ka all the time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sir John. And maybe napay uban na tong winners din nga maka-share po. Again, si Ma'am Gigi and si Sir John is kung food man ilang business, no? Let's try ko na sa lain food nato nga mga winners. Ma'am Lina, na kay ganang idugang or i-ask ma'am sa atong guest karon.
Okay, salamat kaayo no. May hapon na. So, kanang na-late jud ko, sorry, kay kanang naasad ko adto pa. Ako lang is katong pag-post ni ma'am na about sa digital marketing or online marketing. Naningkamot ko ganahan jud ko mo attend kay sa akong edad karon nga 60 na, wala jud ni sa among panahon. Nagkat-ora jud ko aning mga Zoom meeting, mga digital or online. Nagtudlo na ko akong mga anak. So sa una ako nagtudlo nila, karon sila na nagtudlo na ako about ani. Di okay ba sa una jud mo gamit o bisang cellphone nga kanang touchscreen, pero sa hinay-hinay nagkat-on jud ko. So giganahan ko sa topic na akong naabutan nga kanang ang atong pagbaligya sa online, although motong giingon ni speaker ni ma'am na kanang lahi ra gyud sa kanang physical nga makita nimo ang products, like sa amo kay ang ako is tahi man. So pinaka kuan jud nako sa unang what's this na product is mga gowns no for all occasions, pero since nag-pandemic naglisod na jud ko, pero naningkamot gihapon ko na makakuan gihapon sa mga kliyente. So akong ginabuhat na ako'y page gihapon, which kanang sa karon na realize nako dili jud nako mahatag focus na everyday nako siya ma-open kung unsay mga kuan sa akong mga customer, kay ako tong gikuan sa akong anak, na busy sad akong anak. So na-reminded ko nga supposedly everyday ato gyud i-check, no? So ako na lang karon na buhat kay I contacted my mga clients sa una through kanang messenger. So naagya po yung mga repeat orders nga like naa na sila yung mga food previously, na sila ma'am himui ko ani nga sinina, himui ko ani nga gown or himui ko ani nga attire. I-send na lang ang unsay design nila. So, akong hibuhaton. Then, after ana, like sa mga weddings, na hinahinay na sad ko og balik kay murag naa na gyud mga schedule. So, like giingon ganina ni Ma'am Jessril no na siya pakapin or freebies para sa saingan ani sa mga produkto niya. Ako asad akong ginabuhat nga freebies kay since kanang wear sila sa ilang gown, ginahimo na ko nga kanang free ang ilang mask na turn sa ilang gown or anything kanang magamit nila on that occasion. So, ako na siyang gibuhat sa kay aron ma-remember ko nila nga dito ta magpatahi kay na free nga mask, na free nga mga accessories like kaning akong ginabuhat karon kay naghimo bitaw ko Ma'am Miss Angie og kanang handle sa holder sa mask. Kanang niya. Ano akong ginabuhat karon asa na to akong sample diri nawa. Ano akong ginabuhat karon nga murag i-freebies ko nako mga inani mga kay daghan man kog beads sa shop. So inani siya kung unsay ilahang like wedding mo gamit ko mga pearl. So inani siya mga pearl na gihimo na nako gyud kanang personal nga ma-attach nila sa ilang mask. Katong mask na turn sad sa ilang gown nga ginasulod. So hinahatag sa nila kog libre but then naasay ko'y baligya nga kung mo-order sila kay ila po di panghatag dito sa ilang mga paryente or sa ilang mga kauban. So inaani akong gihimo ron nga strategy nga kanang mubalik ang customer. So far sa karon kanang nalipay ko kay ginagmay naginahinay gid siya og bangon kay murag nalupog gid ko pag during pandemic. So ang pinakakuan sa nako kay through referral sa katong mo ana nako gown, di mo ana nako mga uniforms na adto ta sa Cuatro Maria kay indot dito sa mga teachers uniform like teachers uniform kay pag-o sila karon mayon ang like na ako'y usa ka school somewhere in Naga nga giadto nga nagpasukod sila tanan nga kanang nganong mahal man ka nganong mahal dito lagi barato so ana gani ang pangutana niya na naman ko standard nga price nga para sa kanil like set nga blouse and pants blouse and skirts inggo ko sige lang kanang mahal ko pero i-try ninyo ang fitting like ang fitting ang quality sa pagkatahi ang limpyo sa pagkatahi then one of the teacher, murag head to siya, ako siya giuna. So pakakita nila nga, na-compare gid nila sa katong wala gid nasunod ang katong style kay naaman ay designated design gid ang DepEd nga ihatag. Wala gid katong una nga nagpatay nga barato ra kuno to sa lain nga sastre. Wala jud masunod siya. Ay nindot jud kay mo ma'am kung unsay na ang detalye dito sa picture, mao gyud akong ginabuhatan. In terms of fitting, so makita gid nila nga kung medyo chubby ka, kay ako chubby man, makuan ra gyud siya, murag mo sexy ka tan-awon, kay na ako yung mga techniques na ginabuhat nga para mo gamay-gamay ka tan-awon. Then, kanang ang kalig-on jud usa na niya, lig-on o ang quality o ang kalimpyo sa akong produkto. So, mao na ako ang ginakuan nga, gina-maintain ko na, bahala na tong naadito mo hatag ra barato, wala akong mo go down, kay nakabalo man ko nga mo balik yun akong customer na ko tungod sa kana nga principle sa akong ginagamit na ikan pa sa una hantod karon wala dyan ako usba nga ay kinahanglan jud kog daghan customer ron so mo go down ko sa ako ang price kay para na ako'y customer wala ko nagi-maintain ko na para ang katong customer nako nga mo musulti nga dito limpyo jud kaayo nindot ang fitting nindot ang durable siya. So, makasulti. So, mao to'y nahitabo. Giuna na ko ang ilang head, then ni-follow namin. Ma'am, balik diri kay na ay magpasukod. So, inanara akong gihimo sa pagkakaroon ni sa But, about sa online marketing, nagkamang jud ko kay wala pa jud kayo kung nakafocus anang sa magbutang og fan page, mag-onsay kuan. Pero, matawag na po siguro ng online, I don't know ma'am, nga kana bitang i-meet, wala naman jud mi nag face to face og meet sa akong mga kliyente ang uban. Kuan lang siya through messenger, mag-message nga ni siya ma'am, himo ito inani then ipa-deliver sa maximum produkto. Then so far wala man say nabalik kana yon na i-adjust na ko ma'am kay dili mao ang fitting. So inana nalipay jud ko nga kanang naana sa hinahini ko regarding sa payment kanang kamaon ako mo gamit sa GCash o online banking kay wala gud na sa una nako. So naningkamot sad ko nga bisan sa akong pangidaron karon kana bitaw ma-apply na ko og unsay kabag-o unsay bag-o nga mga pamaagi pinaagi sa atong negosyo. Wala ko anihon di ko kamao ani di na lang ko. So nag-try ko sa akong best pinaagi sa akong mga anak kay magpatabang ko nagtabang ko ani nga makuan inani ana. So malipay ko plus karon nga naa ako gyud take note untong ang mga steps unsaon paghimo og Facebook page kay wala jud ko ana, although na ako ana karon pero akong anak dili ako ang nagtimo, dili ako nag-create unya katong giingon sa ni ma'am no nga mogamit ta og mga tawo murag di pa jud na ako afford, siguro mogamit lang sa akong mga local nga tong mga tao nga like akong mga anak siguro or akong gihunahunaan nga kanang na-satisfied customer na ako. So, mao ako ibutang sa akong kuan nga unsay ilang ikasulti regarding sa akong services or products nga nahimo.
If I may, ma'am,
sir.
if I may,
Yes.
ma'am, ang priority lang nimo, if I would advise you, if you can create your account, you just post and share the new products that you made.
Yeah.
Just like
Sige,
that.
ma'am. Yes.
The page would not be the venue for transaction. No, it's
Yes.
just a promotion because
Yeah.
it's personalized, diba? I said the description.
Yeah.
The ones that's going to ask you to make the product, you ask permission if it's okay to post nga katong ilang ipanghimo nga product nimo. And then because we wanted just to tell everyone that you exist.
Yes.
Oh, because once
thank
na
you, ma'am.
inyo client, ma'am, tuon pa man gyud to nimo kay magsukod-sukod pa man mo. So katong existing nimo nga nibalik, these are repeat customers already.
Yes.
So they're okay. Tactility less mo na to siyang first. Pero katong mga new, which is atong ipang post, kung mo okay sila, then people will see you and they will be inquiring. But the
Yes.
moment you facilitate, you need to see them again.
Yes. ma'am.
See them personally. But you need to have an activity by telling them that these are the designs that you're making today. And if you have old pictures, I do not know if you have, you can tell a story also that this is how you
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Na, so this is the design. Yeah, manangid lang sa client ha nga ni post ka nga si customer nakatsuway nimo before. You can message them. This is just my advice. If they can make some comments, oy madam, thank you. 2,000 kuan pa na. You know, you're creating your background. And
Yes.
people wants that because they need you need to build the trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you kay ma'am sa advice. Although, naginahinay jud ko ana nga everyday mo post ko kung unsay nahuman. Then, ang ako is kanang like na gamit sa gawon ana no, manangit ko, sis, pwede ba ibutang nako sa kuan or either kanang dili pa nila magamit bitaw na apa sa siya picture nako. Then kay ilahaman kong sinina, manangit ra ko nga pwede ba i-post nako kuan. Yeah, mo okay ra man pud sila. So, nindot kayo advice ng mga previous clients ako. Actually, na ako'y picture. Kaya kanang mag-fit sila, picturean ako para naasag ko yung profile.
Yeah.
Sa akong profile.
They will tell this would be an opportunity to tell them that you were already there long way before.
Yeah.
Oh, nice
Dugay
na yun na siya, ma'am.
naman.
Daghan jud mangutana ni mo ana. Kalisod ani yung talent mo manahi. My God.
Yes, ma'am. Dugay na gyud. Mao ni ang nakapa-eskwela sa akong upat ka anak. Kaning pagpanahi.
I think ang pagkuan lang gud Ma'am Lina kanang pag-translate ato imong mga gihimo sa imong customer sa digital platform kay I know gitabangan man gud ni sila sa una sad Ma'am Bip sa mga students from USC. I think usa si Ma'am Lina ato nga nag-create sila og design sa page and uban pang mga collaterals no and nindot na to nga nasugdan. So maybe Ma'am Lina aron di na lang ka maglisod, pwede man to buhion ang page and then i-add to ang suggestion sa atong speaker of course nga daghan man kag materials I know na daghan kag picture even sa production area ninyo kana kay di ba kita unsay mahitabo well na nahi no ang struggle sa paghimo sa nindot na kay nga gown. So it's very beautiful nga naa siya nga mga story. So ginagmay lang gud siguro Ma'am Lina para makahibaw lang mi kay like kunay mangutanan na ako aware man sila nga oban ta sa KNN. Mo refer jud ko sa inyo ha, and kung musulti ta like 4 Maria dili man ina naka-updated din yung page karon di ba? So
Okay.
kung sa man mura magud siya kat kung kakuan face to face bare mo siya catalog nimo nya murag
Yes.
kung saan man ako pag market nga wala man di bagong post kanang
Yes, wala
dito sa
yun.
iyong page kana siya Ma'am Lynn. So
Yes.
maybe hinahinayan lang yun karon kaning gown, and ang mga tao man sad online di man sila ganahan nga kanang murag bugbog kaayo sa info no. So maybe usa ka dress today, tomorrow sa mask na pod murag ginagmay lang Ma'am Lynn kay nagkatan pa man pod ta.
Lagi nagkatod pa. Kamang yun ko, nakauna na rin ko, hala, alam ko ganit ako, malili akong page. Hinana, so, nagkuana yun ko sa messenger. Kaya, Miss Angie, pwede ra ko mangutana. Pwede ito na ako i-kuantong story na ko. Katong itong video na ko sa, halad sa kapamilya, portion ato, pwede ra to?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Kamay
Actually, kanaging mga videos nga na-feature mo, mga videos nga na-damo sa live program, mas maayo nga inyo na siya ibutang sa inyong page. I think si Sir si Engineer Edgar Ernaiz is na-feature man to siya sa TV Patrol katong katong naapa mi sa ABS. Iyan ang gipin sa iyang Facebook page sa ilaha. So
naamasad kumang katong sa Manila gani nga supposedly katong anniversary niya. Murag kanila man to na ko ana.
May naman makakuha mo attention niya. Nindot na jud ang production ba kay gikan man didto, so nag-share ka like katog kang Engineer Ernaiz sa Zin Enterprises, i-open nimo nakapin siya sa left side. So nanang video didto. Ikita nila sa logo, of course, murag, trusted din siya ng company.
Sige, ma'am. Ako sa to ibutang mamhan, manangit lang po daan kay, pero yun na ako mahimo nga ako ra. Mangita dyan ko tapos.
Yes.
Wala yun ko as in, zero pag ko ani. Ako rin Zoom meeting, kay tungkol sa atong meeting, kaning mga messenger, yung post, ginagmay sa Facebook, pero about sa akong fan page, kay wala din. Nag-create actually ato ang taga San Carlos niya.
Yes.
Gi-follow up sad sa ko anak niya, na busy naman sa akong anak. So wala na gyud. So
karon lang gid ato I think. Dili na ni Ma'am Lina, but sa tanan natong winners mananghid lang gid sa tong customers, of course, kay base hindi sila ganahan nun niya. Atong gibutan dito sa tong page.
Yeah.
And if mo gamit mo mga materials, ma'am kanang proper lang gid yung credits asa ni gikan, asa ni siya na.
Yeah. Okay. Pero katong sa EBS ako, Miss Angie, pwede ra to na ko magamit sa katong
i-kuan lang gid ang link asa man to siya gikan na
yeah.
Original na source ato like sa YouTube mo nakuha. Pwede rin
sa YouTube siya. Naalaman siya sa YouTube, pero kanang mo to ganahan ako, pero di pasad ako mabuhat kay wala ko na. So far karon naamang ka. So okay kayo.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
ma'am.
Sa suggestion.
Tan-ana to pod si Sir Inoshan ug si Ma'am Maria Fena ba sila ikadugang pod or na may mga question. Sir Inoshan, ara ka ikadugang, sir?
Kuan ma'am, sa ako karon nga kuan dito kay sa restore man ni ako So nag-add man ko ng digital printing. So salamat po kanang mauna na ko nga natin dito kay before nagplano jud ko nga kanang maghimo ko ganang ako ang Facebook page sa akong mga gisugdan ni kuan kay karon bago lang kong nagbuhat bitaw mga samples niya kanang ako sa plano na ko nga akong i-post dito ba. So mao ni akong bagong gipang buhat karon kani mga pictures bitaw nga kanang baga nani kanang kanina mga nani niya 3D ba murag. Plano na ko nga ako ibutang sa kanang Facebook page nako. So wala ang yun ako no natuhuptan na nagsulti sa ni Ma'am Eloise kay at least na ako ka ng mga ideas ba nga murag missing in sa akong noon na murag katong manya nga buhaton sa ati sa pagsugod lang ba. So masama to nga nakaten to ani nga first mga kani nga to digital marketing. So maura to ma'am.
Thank you kay Sir Inoshan. Si Sir Inoshan is starting pa man gyud ani. So tanaw na to sunod yung bisita nato, sir. nanay improvement ilabi na diha sa imong digital presence. How about si Ma'am Maria Fe? Mama Fe? Na-mute pa ka, Ma'am. Mama Fe? Na-mute pa ka, Miss.
Dako kong pasalamat sa atong speaker sana si Ma'am Bip Bip na daghan kong nakatunan. So ako kay online, so usually jud kay mag-message ako using Messenger and then my day sa akong mga gibaligya. So sa akong nakuha is nindot sa day jud na naa jud kay kaan kanang magbutang og page na naman ko yung ipang-create na page sa katulang mga elements na gi-share ni ma'am nga ma-apply to siya nako.
I think kat imo ha ma'am is same with Ma'am Lina no kana sa customers nimo, feedback nila, ilang experience with your product para mas daghan ang mupalit sa imong produkto. Thank you kay Ma'am Maria Fe. And before we proceed alang sa paghatag na gigayon pod sa atong mga winners nga mo promote sa ilang business kay patapos na pud ta sa atong program, ato lang pong encourage ang atong mga viewers and listeners nga tubagon ang mga pangutana gikan sa atong gihat si Ma'am Bip Bip earlier. Ma'am Bip, pwede ba to nato pakita ba nila balik?
Yeah, for a while.
Yes, ang questions. Again, para sa mga nagtan-aw ron, natay tulo ka questions and if inyong mahatag ang sakto nga tubag, makadaog mong pa-premyo dinhi na sa Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai. You can comment your answers sa live nato nga video of this episode or mamahimo mong mo text nako sa inyong correct answer with your complete name sa akong number sa 0949 045 5481. Again, that's 0949 045 5481. And we encourage, bisan katong mga winners nato sa KNN, maka-appeal mo as long as dili ka mo ang guest nato for this week. So, si Ma'am Lina, si Ma'am Gigi, si Sir John, si Mama Fe, si Sir Inoshan, di pa sila ka-appeal, but next week, sa lain na po nato ng episode, pwede na kaayo. So, we encourage everybody. So, alang sa tong mga pangutana, gi-flash na ni nato rin sa atong screen. Thank you kay Ma'am B. Ang questions mo ni, number 1, what makes a product a candidate for successful internet selling? Gi-screenshot ko ni. So, unta ng screenshot po mo. Aron mahatag din yung tubag. Ikaduha, what's the difference? Unsay kalahian between digital marketing and social media marketing? Og ikatulo, name one ethical problem and briefly explain. So, i-simplify ra gid ninyo ang inyong pagtubag based on your understanding sa ato ani nga episode karong hapuna. And kung wa kay mo nakapaminaw na uwahiba mo ron og open sa atong live nga video, pwede ninyo ma-review ang ato ang episode this afternoon sa Sibia TV dinhi sa atong Facebook page and of course sa YouTube aron nga ma-check gyud ninyo kung sa may saktong tubag og i-comment na hatag man tag extension of 1 hour dinhi sa atong tulumanon and you can text me anytime sa inyong saktong tubag. So hopefully natin mga winners for this week. Thank you kay Ma'am B for flashing the question alang sa ato ang mga listeners. And this time atong hatagag higayon ang atong mga KNN winners aron mo promote sa ilahang tagsa-tagsa ka mga business. Based na lang din sa akong Zoom screen unahon ako si Sir Inoshan Sir Inoshan, i-invite ang tanan natong viewers karon asam na locate imong store unsa nila pag-contact nimo sir.
Yes, may yung napuntan tanan naara ko diri sa kanang kilig sa simbahan ng Guadalupe taon niya ang mga bagong gi-promote sa mga products karon kay nagprint og t-shirts, mugs, kanang mga pictures, documents niya kanang uwan kanang mga any kanang digital mga tarpaulin, layout ko so nara jud ko diri sa kilid sa simbahan sa Guadalupe, nara jud sa dapin sa dan. So mo repair pa gyud ko computers, printers, may nana. So that's all.
Unsay na kay contact number Sir Inoshan para maka
yes ma'am. Yes, ang akong contact number kay 0923-527-7979.
52. Balik ko, sir. 0923-52.
52-779-79.
79. Okay. Muna ang number ni Sir Inoshan. Nindot yung number, sir. Dali ni masago sa imong mga customers. Nindot og recall. Thank you kaayo, Sir Inoshan. Again, naa siya diya sa Barangay Guadalupe sa Cebu City. So nindot ra kay ang strategic ra ang location ni sir kung namoy mga panginahanglanon sa printing services. Sunod atong adtuon si Ma'am Lina. Ma'am Lina, unsaon ka pag-contact sa imong mga customers para sa imong produkto o serbisyo?
Ay nga po, no, sa Angie, no, salamat kaayo. So, ang akong shop na locate siya sa National Highway, unahan gamay sa Gaisano, Mindanilla, at bang ang among shop sa Bethany School of Mindanilla. So, na-added ko ang among shop. Then, makontak ko nila sa 0947-350-363. So, pwede mo message if ever na nanginhanglan mo magpatayo mga uniforms, office, school uniforms, gowns for any occasions, mga costumes, mga cocktail dresses, and basta anything, pwede mo tayo cortina, mga bed sheets, seat cover, mga pillows, anything pwede mo maagi sa makina. So, and also kanang ang akong flower shop wala naman to sa mall, naana mi sa merkado sa Mindanilla at bang mi sa Prince Warehouse sa Mindanilla. So the same number of mo contact mo kung naamoy panginahanglan sa mga flowers for any occasion, so available dito sa merkado sa Mindanilla. Thank you kaayo.
Thank you, Ma'am Lina. Again, para sa mga occasions and events, from sinina to flowers, i-contact ninyo si Ma'am Lina Maniwang. Sunod, anhita ni Ma'am Gigi. Ma'am G.
O ako, sa dili pa ko ma-invite, ako sa magpasalamat sa ako sa atong speaker karon si Ma'am Bip nga daghan gid kay mig idea nga nakatunan niya about sa digital marketing. Salamat kaayo, Ma'am. Then ako invite ang tanan nga i-visit ang Kihans Cakes and Pastries para sa ilahang mga occasions, mga birthdays, or mga para sa snacks nila. Ang among number is 0923-1824-724 o kung magkinahanglan po sila o mga baking needs and supplies, pwede nila i-visit ang Kihans Baking Needs and Supplies. Yeah, then namin physical store sa merkado sa Opon, sa dirigid sa Lapu-Lapu yun nga poblasyon.
So kining akong gipakita ron, ma'am, o na ilahang Facebook page sa Kihans Cakes and Pastries. So kung gusto mong pagkaon diretso, naa sila ng produkto ha, pero kung namoy mga baking needs, naasad sila store para sa partner pod ni Ma'am Gigi. So again, i-search lang ninyo mo ni hulagway sa Facebook page sa Kihans Cakes and Pastries. And of course, don't forget to like o share sa page and sa product ni Ma'am Gigi. Thank you kay Ma'am G. O karon adto ta ni Ma'am Maria Fe. Ma'am Maria Fe, please invite our viewers karon sa imong business.
Ako namaligya ko og honey. So napo ko ubang nga product about health and wellness. So pwede niyo ko i-contact sa 0938-060033. So vanilla address ko na akong location ron.
Okay. Ang main ni mga product, ma'am, is kani honey.
Honey.
Pila baligyan ni mo ani, Ma'am Fe?
1,400.
1,400. Okay. So contact lang mo ni Ma'am Fe kung napa may dugang pangutana about her products. Thank you kaayo. Na siya nahimutang sa again Banilad sa Dakbayan sa Cebu. And of course, anhita karon sa Bampay, Cebu atong hatag higayon sa Sir John to promote their business, Sir John.
Hello everyone. I would like to encourage our viewers to like our Facebook page, Bampay Cebu. So we are the maker of Cebu's finest homemade buko pie. So we're a homemade bake shop, and every day we make sure to provide the freshest buko pies to our customers. So we source out our coconuts here in Talisay. So it's the buko pie from Talisay. It's very fresh, So you can reach us through our page sa Facebook, which is Bampay Cebu, as you can see on the screen. And we have also our Instagram page, Bampays. So that's the best platform. Kay phone number dili ko ka tubag pero may ako man gud bake. So I have an assistant. So we have an admin to really make sure that we answer all their orders and inquiries. Thank you.
Okay, thank you kaayo Sir John. So kani visit lang ang ilang page. Nindot na kailang page. I think dula na mo sa 4,000 sir na followers. So
Yes.
hopefully madugangan pa ni sa atong mga viewers and karon din
Yes,
sa
please.
TV. So ato i-support ang maong business ni Sir John sa Bampays Cebu. And of
Thank
course,
you.
sa tanan nato nga KNN winner sad, ilabi na nagkaduol na ang Pasko, mga kasibiya, daghan na tag mga bundle of joy ba ni nga giandam pohon-pohon Sir Devin alang pod sa ato ang mga supporters sa USC KNN. But before siguro ta mo invite nila ato sang pasalamatan once again ang ato ang bisita karong hapon o karong adlaw dinhi sa atong tulumanon sa Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai, and hopefully makabalik si Ma'am Eloise no sa atong tulumanon og mo hatag pa og dugang makasayuran kay nag-enjoy jud ang atong winners and of course atong viewers sa ato ang episode karong adlaw. So in behalf sa USC KNN o ni Ma'am Carmen kay na-busy jud karong adlaw, ani ma'am ang amo ang certificate of appreciation alang sa ato ang speaker for this afternoon, and hopefully daghan pang matabangan si Ma'am Tihada and the USC KNN. So we are hoping nga next months or gani years kay naka-schedule man jud ni dayon atong mga speakers ingana ni ka-ready si Ma'am Carmen makabalik si Ma'am Beep dinhi sa ato ang tulumanon.
Thank you ma'am ha. Thank you sa inyo ha.
Thank you gid kayo ma'am sa very kuan jud ma'am puno gid kayo nga presentation alang karong adlaw.
My goal actually is not just for you guys to learn but to enjoy, no? Kay mo yun namong gikagulan sa nga malingaw ning atong audience.
Of course, man achieve yun na nato nga goal ma'am after this session, and unta nga buhaton ni mo ni importante kay no nga ma-translate ni ngadto sa ilang tagsa-tagsa ka businesses ang ato ang nakatunan karong adlaw. And Sir Devin, mo invite pa gyud ta daghan na tag winners ron, but mo invite pa ta og mas daghan nga mga miyembro hopefully alang ni sa ika-16 na nga season and ika-16 nga tuig sa USC KNN. Sir Dev?
First of all, Angie, magpasalamat na sa itong resource speaker. I think applicable din kayo ang discuss, no? Ako na ito ibalik, din niya, hisgutan sila, importante din kayo, no? On the part of the consumer, ha? Importante kayo ito, ha? Mutubagin mo diretso sa inyong mga queries, di ba? Naidaghan, nasa IG, nasa Facebook, and so on. Pero, manguntahan na ka, no? Ang uba, after 3 days pa mutubag, or 4 days, no? And karon biya kasagaran, especially sa pandemic time, no? Daytime, trabaho, biya mga tao, work from home, no? Gabi iba'y buhat, diba? Kay wa man tay social life kayo sa gawas. That's the time nga mo order biya mga consumers. In fact, believe kay ko karon no nga kanang gabi mo ko mo order no. Nabi uba no, bisag mag messenger ka gabi midnight, mutubag pa nimo. Diya kasagaran no, I end up nga mo order gid ko sa mga tao nga mutubag nako during night time. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, daytime busy ba kay trabaho biga ko nakasabalay no, work from home. So usually mas nakay time sa gabi ba kay buhat magsikat ka oy ganahan ko order ko na mubayad din ka. So you have that luxury no of mag-shopping ka ba during night time. So importante gid na mo tubag no sa kanang mga questions no. Niya magpasalamat no sa atong mga program partners no. Ang University of San Carlos School of Business Economics, ang USC SBE Alumni Association, Department of Labor and Employment Region 7, DOST ug CBT TV. Niya Angie ato sad i-invite sa mga tao na mo-appeal sa season 16. Usbo na ako pwede sila mo text sa 0917-322-0868 or pwede sila mo chat sa Messenger Devin Go. Once again, invite ta for USC KNN season 16. In fact, this is one of the best seasons no sa pandemic. Daghan kita applicants no. So mo invite sa mga tao. Try to invite your friends also. Kinsa kailangan i-refer na mo. No? You can refer it to us para madaghan sa atong applicants no for season 16. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Devin. And sa tanan nato nga nakauban karong adlaw, alang sa laing episode na sad sa Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai. So like and share ato ang episode karon, and kung wa mo kaabot ay mo kagol nara na sa atong pages sa Sibia TV. Again, daghang salamat sa pag-uban namo karong adlaw nga Sabado mga kasibya. Sangan sa itong makaubanan din sa Sibia TV sa DOLE VII of UST Central Visayas. Apil na usab ang USC KNN. Ako si Angie Saniel. Mayong hapon ka na tong tanan, Mag-Negosyo Ta Bai.